I'd like to thank you for watching this study in the book of 2 Corinthians. Today we're in 2 Corinthians, the first chapter, starting with verse number 3. The Apostle Paul is writing a letter to a church that has been reconciled, a church that has repented. They've come back. 1 Corinthians was written to a church that was really messed up. But now God has moved in the church at Corinth, and this church has come back into relationship with God. And so this is a wonderful book written to a church that's come back and is now serving the Lord again. And this is what the Apostle Paul writes: "Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of mercy and the God of all comfort." What is Paul doing? Paul is introducing the people of Corinth back to God. Now, what does he say? Blessed be the God and Father. Not only the God, but the Father. Now, this word blessed means to eulogize. It means to speak well of, and that's what Paul is doing. How many of you know sometimes when people talk about God, they don't talk about God as being someone who is blessed? They talk about God as a curse. But Paul now is talking and he's saying, "Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ." Who is he the Father of? Of our Lord Jesus Christ. And then he goes on and he gives this description of God the Father. He is the Father of mercies. The Father of mercy. What is mercy? Mercy is giving you something that you don't deserve. How many of you know that all of us need the mercy of God? We don't deserve God's mercy, but yet God gives us his mercy. He is the Father. He is the instigator. He is the beginning of all mercy. Maybe you're sitting there today and you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking, "Boy, I need mercy. God, I have messed up. I have messed up my life." Well, God is the instigator, the Father of all mercy, the Father of mercies. Not just one mercy, but many mercies. How many of you know we need many mercies? The church at Corinth needed many mercies, and they received the mercies of God. And then Paul goes on, "And the God of all comfort." The God of all comfort. The word comfort here is the word paraklesis. And it means to draw close to someone and to speak to them. Words of comfort. How many of you know that when you're coming back to the Lord, you've messed up, you need mercy, but then you also need God to come and speak to you and say, "You know what? It's all right. I love you. I still love you." Wow. So Paul is introducing this God back to the Corinthians, the God of all mercies, but also the God of comfort. And then he goes on, "Who comforts us in our afflictions, so that we will be able to comfort those who are afflicted with the comfort with which we ourselves are comforted by God." Wow, what a statement. What does God do? God comes and he comforts us in our afflictions. What does it mean by afflictions? What is an affliction? An affliction is something that comes against you. It's something that comes against you to destroy you. It could be a disease. It could be persecution. It could be people talking bad about you. It could be a number of things. This word affliction is a very broad term. But Paul doesn't linger on afflictions. Paul lingers on God coming to you, coming to me in our rough times, coming to us in those times. And he's coming to us as a God of mercy. He's coming to us as a God of comfort. But he comes and he comforts us even while we are in these rough times. Even though we are in these times where we're being pressured. We're being pressured to do something or to think something or to act in a way that's not godly. God comes to us in our time of pressure. And what does he come to us? Did he come to us with an accusing finger? No, he comes to us with a voice of comfort. Now, why does he do that? Well, the Apostle Paul goes on, and he says, who comforts us in our afflictions, so that we will be able to comfort those who are in any affliction with the comfort which we ourselves have been comforted by God. Why does God comfort us? Well, there's probably a couple reasons, definitely a couple reasons. One, because he loves us, because we're his children. But yet, God comforts us so that we can go and be a comfort to others who are in affliction. Let me ask you a question. When you walk into a church service or into a school classroom or into your work, no matter where you go, are you aware of afflicted people? Now, affliction doesn't necessarily mean someone who is poor. It could mean that, but that's not necessarily. Are you walking in there thinking, God, who can I help today? Who can I comfort today? You have comforted me. You have come and you have spoken these words of comfort into my heart. God, who can I speak to? Who can I speak words of comfort, words of encouragement to? When you walk into church on Sunday, do you look around and say, who is there that I can speak to? You see, the Apostle Paul is telling these Corinthians that God has come and he's comforted you, but he's comforted you for this purpose, that you can go and speak words of comfort to someone else. What does he say? Again, reading all of verse number 4, who comforts us in our afflictions so that we will be able to comfort those who are in any affliction with the comfort which we ourselves are comforted by God. In other words, we take the comfort that God has given us. And again, this word comfort, paraklesis, it means to speak words of comfort. We take those words of comfort that God has used to bring comfort into our lives, and we begin to speak those words into the lives of those that are around us who are afflicted. What a powerful, powerful verse. Let me ask you a question. Are you aware of the afflicted that are around you? And are you speaking the words that God has spoken to you, to those who are around you that need those words of comfort? That's a challenge for us today. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Join us again tomorrow.